tasks of the Nigerian Customs Service are enormous at this period of international security threat and wriggling economics. In consideration of the needs assessment of the service, the committee hereby recommends that the Senate do approve the total sum of 238,149,325,832.70 kobo for the Nigerian Customs Service for the year 2020 financial year. Given the importance of this agency in terms of economic stimulation, trade facilitation, revenue collection, and security of the border and ports, the committee hereby urges the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to give the budget a speedy passage.
Yeah, this is too nebulous as far as I'm concerned. You can't relate it to anything. And so I believe that this committee, or the chairman of the committee, has a responsibility to relate this to something. When you say there are surplus targets for 2019, you don't know what will come, and then you are making a projection that is highly speculative. Now, you go to, well, Solomon has mentioned it, let me repeat it. But Mr. President, I want to align myself with a strong argument canvassed by the Chairman Committee on Finance, that the Committee of Custom should properly explain this, because there are a lot of gaps. If we go into it, we might not pass this budget. But I think that for us to pass it, let us have a better understanding of this budget. Otherwise, there are gaps. If we begin to go into the technicality of it, Mr. President, this budget will be sent back. So let him explain it.
I noticed that on the expected revenue column of the Nigerian Custom, there are a lot of items which, as a result of this collection, has turned to yield as an income to Nigerian Custom themselves. What I was expecting is the 7% cost of collection for 2020 as the only revenue accruing to the Nigerian Custom. But what do we have here? We have more than 6 line items of revenue, which include 2% VAT share of the Nigerian Customs Service, 60% share of the CISS, share of target surplus for 2019, intervention fund for 2018 and received in 2019, outstanding fund for the ongoing project of about 49.4 billion. Mr. President, I want the chairman to throw more light into all these revenue items that is contained in this particular document. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, the outstanding fund for ongoing projects of the Nigerian Custom. What we understand is that the 7% cost of collection accruing to the Nigerian Custom and their 2% VAT shares of the Nigerian Customs Service, that is from where the Nigerian Customs should defray their expenditure from, including capital expenditure and the recurrent expenditure. But what do we have here? It shows that aside the 7% cost of collection, the 2% share of VAT shares of Nigerian Custom is still collecting money from the Federation account, which include 1, the outstanding fund of ongoing project, 49.4 billion. 2, the intervention fund for 2018 to received in 2019, 17 billion. And the shares of target surplus of 29 of 9.4 billion. Haven't taken their fair share of the 7% cost of collection, 2% share of VAT of the Nigerian Customs Service. Nigerian Custom is still collecting money from the Federation account. And this is one area we should look into critically, because other agencies of the government that fall under this category, like the Federal Inland Revenue Service, all that accrues to them is the 4% cost of collection. So this is one area I want us as a Senate to look into the nitty-gritty of it. We are not saying they are not doing well. They are doing well. And to whom much is given, much is expected. But what we understand is that this cost of collection that we set aside for them should be the only area of revenue accruing to them, out of which they should defray their expenditure. I so submit, Mr. President.
Let's get these institutions to present to this Senate the audited accounts at the end of each year to ensure that those audited accounts are presented to us before we consider any of the budgets that they are going to use henceforth. And the second issue is for us, Mr. President, to look into the size of our institutions, to ensure that just the quantum of amount of money will also look at their own responsibilities before we reach conclusions, about some of these issues.
I sincerely believe that if this report, as it is considered and approved by the Senate, if I live here and I'm asked one or two questions, I will not be in the position to answer those questions. Mr. President, as a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I want to know more than what this report is being presented to us. If that is the view of majority of the senators, Mr. President, so that this report, today is only Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, we have Thursday, and we also have so many other days ahead. This report as it is too scanty for us to consider.